10 Traits of People Who Speak Less. What if the secret to mastering life's chaos isn't shouting louder, fighting harder, or racing to keep up, but simply staying silent? Picture yourself in the eye of a relentless storm, arguments erupting like wildfire, notifications buzzing like a swarm of bees, the world demanding your attention with every ping and shout. Yet there you stand, unshaken, your heart steady, your mind a fortress of calm. That's the raw, unshakable power of Stoicism, a philosophy that's guided warriors, emperors, and thinkers through centuries of turmoil. Today, we're plunging into one of its most potent secrets, the art of silence. It's not just about biting your tongue, it's about wielding a strength so profound it can turn the tide of any moment, whether you're facing a heated debate, a personal crisis, or the weight of a world that never slows down. How can saying nothing hold more power than saying everything? Welcome to a journey through the Stoic way, where less is infinitely more, and stillness becomes your greatest weapon. We're drowning in a world that refuses to hush, social media screaming for likes, news cycles churning out panic, endless chatter filling every corner of our lives. But what if the key to clarity, resilience, and even commanding influence lies in embracing the pause, that fleeting space where wisdom takes root? The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius scribbling in his war-torn tent or Epictetus teaching freedom through self-mastery, cracked this code. They didn't use silence as a retreat or a surrender. They wielded it like a blade, sharp and precise, to cut through life's toughest battles with grace and unshakable resolve. Whether you're feeling suffocated by life's relentless noise, yearning for a sliver of inner peace, or just curious about staying cool when the pressure's on, this video is your invitation to something transformative. We're about to unpack how silence can reshape your world, from outsmarting opponents in a tense negotiation to forging deeper, more authentic connections with the people you love. This isn't about becoming a monk or shutting out the world. It's about finding strength in the spaces between words, where clarity and power bloom. Imagine walking into any room, any conflict, with a calm that makes others pause, a presence that shifts the air. That's the Stoic promise, and it's within your reach. So, grab a seat, quiet your mind, and let's dive into this ancient wisdom together. Stick with me, hit that subscribe button, and let's uncover how to harness the art of silence. Your secret to finding strength in stillness, influence in restraint, and a path to a life that's not just lived, but mastered. Let's begin this journey and discover the power waiting in the spaces where the world falls silent. Silence as your superpower. Picture yourself in a pressure cooker moment, a work meeting where egos collide like thunderstorms, or a family dinner spiraling into a shouting match. Voices overlap, tempers flare, and the air crackles with tension. Most people dive in, desperate to be heard, throwing words like punches. But what if you did the opposite? Imagine choosing silence, not out of fear or defeat, but with fierce, deliberate purpose. Your calm, unshakable presence cuts through the chaos like a blade. They expect a comeback, a reaction, but you give them nothing. And that nothing, it's everything, a silent roar that shifts the room's gravity. This is the Stoic art of silence, and it's a superpower straight from the playbooks of thinkers like Seneca and Epictetus. The Stoics were laser-focused on control, not over the world's madness, but over their own minds and hearts. They saw silence not as empty space, but as a powerful choice, a way to grip the reins of your emotions when everything's trying to pull you apart. When you stay silent in a heated moment, you're not just sitting there, you're a strategist, observing like a hawk, piecing together the puzzle of the situation. While others are lost in the fire of their own words, you're cool, sharp, collecting insights like a detective on a case. The person across from you starts to fidget. What's he thinking? What's he hiding? Your silence is a mirror, reflecting their uncertainty back at them. They scramble to fill the void, often spilling more than they planned, a fear, a doubt, maybe a crack in their armor. But here's where the real magic kicks in. Silence doesn't just rattle others, it gives you the edge inside your own head. That pause is a sanctuary, a split second to breathe, process, and decide what's worth saying. The Stoics called this temperance, the art of self-restraint that keeps you anchored to your values when the world's screaming at you to lose it. Think of it like a chess match. While your opponent's making reckless moves, you're 3 steps ahead, plotting with precision because you took a moment to stay quiet. And let's keep it real, this isn't just for ancient philosophers. In everyday life, silence is a game changer. Ever been in a negotiation where someone's pressuring you to say yes? Instead of folding or arguing, try a pause. Let the silence stretch like a tightrope. Watch them squirm, maybe backpedal, or reveal their real intentions. That's strategic silence at work, not passive, but commanding, like a general holding the high ground. The Stoics mastered this, using it to navigate betrayals, politics, and personal storms. So, next time you're in a tough spot, don't rush to speak. Embrace the pause. Let it be your shield, your master plan, your way of saying, "I'm in charge here." Clearing the noise. Now, let's zoom out. If silence is so powerful, why is it so hard to find? We live in a world that's allergic to quiet. Your phone's pinging with notifications, your inbox is overflowing, and your brain's buzzing with a million what-ifs. It's like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a rock concert. The Stoics would look at our lives and say, "No wonder you're stressed, you're drowning in distractions." But they'd also hand us a lifeline, the power to clear the noise, both outside and in. Distractions aren't just annoyances, they're thieves. They steal your focus, fragment your thoughts, and keep you from the deep wisdom Stoicism offers. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced wars and plagues, wrote about finding solitude amid chaos. He knew that to think clearly, you need space, mental space. So, how do we get it? It starts with intentional choices. Picture this: you set specific times to check your emails, maybe twice a day. You turn off notifications for an hour and create a workspace that's calm, maybe just a desk with a plant and no clutter. Or you carve out 10 minutes of stillness each morning, no screens, just you and your thoughts. These aren't just hacks, they're stoic acts of rebellion against a world that wants to pull you in every direction. But it's not just about silencing your phone. The Stoics knew the loudest noise often comes from within, those nagging doubts, fears, or endless mental loops. Ever catch yourself replaying a mistake or worrying about something you can't change? That's inner chatter, and it's as distracting as any notification. Stoicism teaches us to quiet it by focusing on what we control and letting go of what we don't. Say you're stressed about a work deadline. You can't control your boss's reaction, but you can control your effort. Focus there, and the worry starts to fade. This is how you create inner tranquility, a calm that lets wisdom grow like a seed in fertile soil. And here's the kicker: clearing distractions doesn't just help you, it transforms everything around you. When you're not scattered, you're more present. You listen better in conversations, picking up on the little things, like a friend's hesitant tone or a coworker's unspoken stress. Your work gets sharper because you're not half-checking your phone. Even your creativity sparks, because a clear mind is a playground for ideas. The Stoics saw this as a gift, a way to live richer, more connected lives. So, start small. Try a distraction-free hour today. Notice how it feels to just be. That's the Stoic way, navigating the modern world with purpose, cutting through the noise to find the clarity that's always been waiting. The pause that commands. Let's talk about something you've probably noticed. A pause in a conversation can make everyone lean in. It's like the moment between notes in a song, where the silence itself carries weight. The Stoics were obsessed with this, silence as a form of restraint, a conscious choice that screams power without saying a word. In a world where everyone's racing to get the last word, choosing to stay quiet is bold, magnetic, even a little mysterious. Imagine you're in a meeting, ideas flying, voices overlapping. Someone throws out a challenge, expecting you to fire back. Instead, you pause. You lean back, take a breath, and let the room hang in that quiet. Suddenly, all eyes are on you. What's she thinking? Why is she not jumping in? That silence isn't empty, it's commanding. It pulls people in, makes them curious, even a bit uneasy. The Stoics knew this trick. They valued quality over quantity, whether in actions or words. When you speak after a thoughtful pause, your words land harder because they're chosen with care, not flung out in a rush. But there's more to it. Silence isn't just about looking cool, it's about understanding. When you pause, you give others space to spill their thoughts, their feelings, maybe even their secrets. In a heated argument, a silent moment can shift the vibe, letting the other person vent while you pick up on what's really driving them. It's like opening a window into their mind. The Stoics saw this as empathy in action, a way to connect deeper by listening instead of reacting. And let's not forget, silence can de-escalate. Ever notice how a pause in a fight can cool things down? It's like hitting reset, giving everyone a chance to breathe. This isn't about being a wallflower. Stoic silence is active, deliberate. It's knowing when to speak and when to let the pause do the talking. It takes practice. Next time you're in a debate, try holding back for just a beat longer than feels comfortable. Watch how it shifts the dynamic. You're not just staying quiet. You're wielding a tool that boosts your influence, sharpens your mind, and deepens your connections. That's the Stoic edge, finding strength in what you don't say. Silence as mental strength. Now, let's get personal. Silence isn't just a tactic for dealing with others, it's a gym for your mind. The Stoics saw it as a training ground, a place to build resilience and clarity. Think of it like this. Just as you lift weights to strengthen your body, you embrace silence to fortify your soul. In those quiet moments, you're not just chilling, you're wrestling with your thoughts, facing your fears, and coming out stronger. Picture a morning where you sit alone, no phone, no noise, just you. At first, it's weird. Your brain's like, where's the action? But then you start to hear yourself, your real thoughts, not the ones drowned out by daily chaos. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, lived for this. They'd retreat into silence to sort through their priorities, to figure out what mattered and what was just noise. It's like cleaning out a cluttered closet. You toss what doesn't serve you and keep what does. This mental training builds what the Stoics called fortitude. When you sit with silence, you learn to face discomfort, those nagging doubts or tough emotions, without flinching. You realize you don't need to run from them. You can handle them. That's resilience, the kind that helps you stay steady when life throws curveballs, whether it's a job loss or a personal betrayal. And the clarity you gain. It's a game changer. You start seeing what's essential. Maybe it's family, or a goal you've been ignoring, and you let go of petty worries. Your decisions get sharper, your actions more purposeful. This strength doesn't stay locked inside. When you're centered, it shows. You walk into a room with a quiet confidence, not because you're loud, but because you're grounded. People feel it, your calm becomes contagious, easing tensions, inspiring trust. The Stoics believed this inner calm was the root of all virtue, the foundation for living a life aligned with wisdom and courage. So, try it. Carve out 5 minutes of silence today. Let your mind flex its muscles. You'll be amazed at the strength you find in the quiet. Humility and connection. Stoicism isn't just about you, it's about us. The Stoics believed we're all threads in a giant human tapestry, connected and interdependent. That's why they championed humility, not as weakness, but as a strength that frees you from ego's chains. Imagine living without the need to prove you're better, without chasing likes or applause. That's the Stoic way, and it starts with silence. Humility means seeing yourself clearly, your strengths, sure, but also your flaws, without shame or arrogance. It's letting your actions speak, not your boasts. When you stay silent instead of bragging about a win, you're not dimming your light, you're letting it shine in a way that feels real. The Stoics, like Epictetus, knew this kind of quiet confidence draws people in. It makes you approachable, someone others trust because you're not obsessed with being the star. This mindset opens you up to learning. When you're not trying to be right all the time, you listen, really listen. You hear the wisdom in a friend's advice or the lesson in a stranger's story. Silence plays a big role here. By pausing before you respond, you give others space to share, and you soak up perspectives you might have missed. It's like turning your mind into a sponge, ready to absorb the world's richness. And here's the ripple effect. Humility strengthens your relationships. When you approach people with kindness instead of ego, you create genuine connections. You're not just hearing words, you're feeling their struggles, their hopes. This is Stoic compassion, and it builds trust, respect, even love. The Stoics saw this as living in harmony with humanity, contributing to a better world one interaction at a time. So, next time you're tempted to one-up someone, try silence instead. Let humility guide you. It's not about shrinking, it's about growing into someone who lifts others up. Silence in negotiations. Let's get down to brass tacks. Ever found yourself in a negotiation, maybe angling for a raise, hammering out a business deal, or even settling a dispute with a friend, where the pressure's cranking up? Words are your ammunition, but the Stoics had a secret weapon that's sharper than any argument: silence. Picture this: the other person tosses out an offer, their eyes locked on you, waiting for a quick yes or no. Instead of diving in, you lean back, take a slow, deliberate breath, and let the silence stretch like a taut wire. They start to fidget, maybe stumble over their words, or, better yet, sweeten the deal without you saying a thing. That's the Stoic art of silence in action, not a sneaky trick, but a masterclass in staying grounded, sharp, and in control. This isn't about playing mind games or trying to outfox someone. For the Stoics, silence in negotiations is pure wisdom, a way to anchor yourself in the heat of the moment. It's like stepping onto a battlefield as a general, surveying the terrain before making a move. That pause gives you precious time to think, to sift through your options without the haze of impulse clouding your judgment. You're not just reacting on autopilot, you're crafting a response with the clarity of someone who's got the bigger picture in view. And here's the subtle power: your silence sends a message. It says, "I'm taking this seriously," and that quiet confidence demands respect, making others sit up and pay attention. But silence does more than keep you steady. It turns you into a listener, and I mean really listening. In that pause, you're tuning into the other person's tone, catching the slight tremor in their voice, noticing the hesitation when they mention their budget. Maybe they're bluffing about walking away, or their confidence is a front for nerves. These are gold nuggets, clues that let you shape a response that's not just about winning, but about finding a balance that works for both sides. The Stoics were all about this harmony, aiming for outcomes that honor everyone involved, not just one-upping the other guy. Pulling this off takes guts and self-awareness. You've got to know when your ego's itching to jump in, to prove you're right or smart. That's where Stoic discipline kicks in, trusting that your silence speaks louder than a rushed comeback. You need confidence, too, the kind that lets you sit in that quiet without squirming. Want to try it? Next time you're in a tough conversation, pause a beat longer than feels comfortable. Let the silence do its work. Watch how it shifts the dynamic, how their words spill out, how the power tilts in your favor. That's you, channeling Stoic calm, turning a high-stakes moment into a masterclass in wisdom and control. Kindness through silence. Stoicism isn't all about being tough, it's about being kind. The Stoics believed we're all part of the same human family, and kindness is how we honor that bond. Not the flashy look-at-me kind, but the quiet, everyday acts that make a difference. And silence. It's one of the kindest tools in your Stoic toolkit. Think about it. When someone's upset, your first instinct might be to offer advice or argue. But what if you just listened? Really listened, with no agenda, letting them pour out their heart. That silence is a gift, a space for them to feel heard, understood. It's the Stoic virtue of consideration, putting yourself in their shoes, feeling their pain or joy. It's not about fixing things, it's about being present, showing you care with your full attention. This kindness ripples outward. When you choose silence over a snappy comeback, you're picking patience over frustration. When you pause before judging, you're choosing empathy over criticism. These small acts build trust, making people feel safe around you. And the Stoics knew this isn't just good for others, it's good for you. Kindness aligns you with harmony, calming your own heart while lifting those around you. Imagine if we all did this, a little more listening, a little less snapping. The world would feel lighter, more connected. To live this, start with mindfulness. Notice when you're about to interrupt or judge. Take a breath, stay silent, and let kindness guide you. It's not weak, it's powerful, a Stoic way to create a ripple of good in a noisy world. The art of deep listening. Let's talk listening, real, deep listening. In our distracted world, it's rare to feel truly heard, but the Stoics saw it as a cornerstone of wisdom and empathy. Deep listening isn't just catching words, it's diving into the emotions, the unspoken truths behind them. And silence is what makes it possible. Imagine a friend sharing a problem. Instead of planning your reply, you stay quiet, giving them your full focus. You notice their trembling voice, the worry in their eyes. That silence lets them open up, maybe share something they wouldn't have otherwise. The Stoics called this compassion, seeing others as fellow humans with their own battles. By listening deeply, you're not just hearing, you're connecting, building a bridge between souls. This practice makes you better at everything. In work, you catch details others miss, making you a sharper problem solver. In relationships, you build trust, because people feel valued when you truly hear them. And for you, it's a chance to learn, to soak up perspectives that widen your world. The Stoics loved this, seeing every conversation as a chance to grow wiser. To do it, start with intention. Approach every talk like you're there to learn. Put away distractions. Yes, that means your phone. Be present, not just with your ears, but with your eyes, your body. And when you're tempted to jump in, pause. Let the other person fill the silence. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Deep listening is stoic empathy in action, a way to live richer and connect deeper. Reflective wisdom. Stoicism is all about wisdom, but not the book-smart kind. It's reflective wisdom, the kind you earn by looking inward, questioning yourself, and learning from life's ups and downs. Silence is your tool here, a quiet space to unpack your thoughts and grow into your best self. Picture a nightly ritual. You sit with a journal, no noise, just you. You replay your day, what went well, where you stumbled. Maybe you snapped at a coworker or missed a chance to help someone. Instead of brushing it off, you dig in. Why did I react that way? What was driving me? This isn't about guilt, it's about honesty. The Stoics, like Seneca, did this daily, using silence to clarify their values and spot their blind spots. This reflection isn't just navel-gazing. It's practical. By understanding yourself, you make better choices. You stop reacting on autopilot and start acting with purpose. The Stoics also looked outward, asking, how do my actions affect others? Am I adding to the world's harmony? This big-picture thinking keeps your wisdom grounded, not selfish. The payoff? You become resilient, able to handle setbacks with grace. Your decisions get clearer, your relationships stronger, because you're acting from a place of truth. To start, carve out time for silence, maybe 10 minutes before bed. Ask tough questions. What did I learn today? How can I be better tomorrow? Life's your teacher, and silence is your classroom. That's Stoic wisdom, built one quiet moment at a time. Resilience through silence. Let's close strong with resilience, the Stoic art of getting knocked down and rising tougher, wiser, unbreakable. Life doesn't play gentle, it hits like a freight train. A job slips through your fingers, a heartbreak leaves you hollow, a dream you poured your soul into crumbles to dust. The Stoics didn't flinch from pain or pretend it didn't exist. They stared it down, embracing silence as a forge to hammer out strength from suffering. When the world feels like it's caving in, that quiet pause becomes your lifeline, your way to come back swinging. Resilience starts with raw acceptance. You can't control the curveballs. Bad things will happen, no matter how hard you try to dodge them. But you can control your response, and that's where Stoic power lies. In silence, you sit with the hurt, no sugarcoating, no spiraling into self-pity. Say you're passed over for a promotion you worked nights for. The sting is real, sharp as a blade. Instead of ranting or wallowing, you lean into the quiet. You let the pain settle, then ask, what can I learn here? How do I grow? The Stoics saw every setback as a teacher, every bruise a chance to build a stronger version of yourself. That's not just coping, it's thriving. Perspective is your next weapon. In those silent moments, you zoom out, like a camera pulling back to show the whole story. That rejection at work. It's a single page, not your entire book. A broken relationship. A chapter, not the end. This mindset doesn't erase the ache, it gives it purpose, turning obstacles into stepping stones to something greater. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, used this to face wars and betrayals, finding meaning in the mess. Silence lets you see the bigger picture, where pain is a spark for growth, not a dead end. And don't sleep on community. The Stoics weren't lone wolves, they valued the wisdom and warmth of others. A quiet coffee with a friend, where you share your struggle, can shift everything. Their perspective, their steady presence, reminds you you're not fighting alone. That connection, forged in silent understanding, fuels your resilience, like a hand pulling you up from the dirt. Here's the deal, resilience isn't a gift, it's a muscle. Every time you face a challenge and choose silence over panic, you're training your mind to stay steady. You pick courage when fear's screaming, wisdom when impulse wants to take the wheel. The Stoics called this living virtuously, acting with purpose, no matter how hard the hit. So, when life swings, don't run or lash out. Pause. Let silence be your anchor, grounding you in clarity. Let it guide you to emerge not just intact, but forged anew, wiser, tougher, ready for whatever's coming. That's the Stoic way, and it's how you turn life's blows into your greatest victories. Your Stoic journey. We've covered a lot. Silence as a superpower, a shield, a way to connect, grow, and endure. Stoicism isn't about being cold or distant. It's about living fully, with clarity and heart. The Stoics knew silence isn't empty. It's a canvas for wisdom, a forge for resilience, a bridge to others. In a world that's always yelling, choosing silence is radical. It's you saying, I choose my path, my peace, my strength. Think about Marcus Aurelius, scribbling his thoughts in a war tent, or Epictetus, teaching freedom through self-control. They faced chaos we can't imagine, yet found calm through silence. You can too. Start small. Try a 5-minute pause today, no distractions. Notice what comes up. Maybe it's a worry you can let go, or a goal you've been ignoring. That's your inner Stoic waking up, ready to guide you. This isn't just philosophy, it's a way to live better. Silence can calm your mind, deepen your friendships, even shift the vibe in a tough talk. It's a tool you already have, waiting to be used. And the beauty of Stoicism? It's for everyone. Whether you're a student, a parent, or just someone trying to make sense of the world, these ideas can ground you, lift you, make you you at your best. So, what's your next step? How will you bring silence into your life? Maybe it's listening more in your next conversation, or taking a moment to reflect before bed. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how Stoicism's sparking something in you. Did a specific idea hit home? Are you ready to try the power of pause? Let's keep this conversation going. If this dive into Stoicism lit a fire in you, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're a community here, exploring wisdom, growth, and how to live with purpose. Check out the suggested videos on your screen to keep the journey going. There's so much more to uncover. Thanks for joining me today. You're not just watching, you're part of something bigger, a quest to live the Stoic way. Let's keep finding strength in stillness, together. I'll see you in the next one.